Alright, hey guys, how's it going? Today I thought I'd do something a little bit different for you guys. So I've put together a tier list of all of the ARC PvP creators. As you guys will see from the list down here, I didn't include myself because I think it's a little bit weird and it's kind of hard to judge yourself. I know where I would put myself on this list. If you guys want to put down in the comments where you think I would end up, that'd be cool too. But we're going to basically be looking at people not just based off of like their PvP skills or anything like that or their content, but basically all of it put together. So if there's some people that are better at the game, but their content might not be edited as well, they might end up a little bit higher than somebody who might be a little bit better at editing, but a lot worse at the game, or vice versa. Anyways, let's go ahead and start this off with some honorable mentions. So we're going to go ahead and throw people in here that either don't upload anymore or might not hit the threshold. For this video, I did put a threshold in place of 30,000 subscribers. So, obviously, Muntage is currently not uploading, but it would be a crime to not have him on the list somewhere. If he was still uploading, he would obviously be up in the S tier. He's like one of the biggest names in the community. Another person would be Accolade. If you guys don't know, Accolade was a really big content creator on ARC back before I even started uploading, and everybody who was around from back then can, tell you all about him. He was a really good guy. But I think he went to college and just stopped uploading, if I remember correctly. He was really cool, a big inspiration for me. Obviously, Six Shadows, played with Muntage a lot. Very cool guy. He's moved on to other things, but he still does upload occasionally. I don't know if he's uploaded recently, but he doesn't really upload like as a full-time thing anymore. And then I think the last person that's going to go in the honorable mentions would be Jamie Nid. Jamie hasn't uploaded an ARC video in about 3 months. The last few months he's been, focusing on school, work, whatever he's been doing in his real life, and he has been streaming a little bit of Minecraft with his friends, which is definitely cool. But anyways, let's go ahead and hop into, oh, never mind, we got Get Jacked. Forgot about him. Get Jacked. One of the first big creators that I ever collabed with. Really cool guy, super nice. One of the best tribe mates I've ever had. Dude played like 18 hours a day. He played like 18 hours straight, get off for like 2 hours, get back on, play another 18 hours. Really good guy, really cool guy, but doesn't upload anymore, so yeah. So let's go ahead and go through this list here. If I forgot anybody, let me know down in the comments. I tried to make sure that I got every single person, and I feel like there's more people that I'm missing, but remember, I am keeping the threshold at or above 30,000 subscribers, so I guess it really just is a little bit less people at that threshold than I thought, or maybe I'm just stupid and forgot somebody. So starting off with Sinza. Now, Sinza's a person that actually can fly under a lot of people's radars. I know for me, for a long time, I didn't even know that he existed, which is really weird because his videos are super well done, and he's actually a pretty decent player. I'm going to go ahead and say he's easily A tier. I don't think that he's quite S tier yet, but I think he has the potential to be there. He's one of the people that puts like really a lot of effort into his content, and he seems to know what he's doing in all the videos that I've seen him in. So easy A tier for that. Simplex, again, also pretty easy A tier. His content, he's not like as good at editing as some of the people on this list. Sorry, Simplex. But he is really, really good at the game, and he's put in a lot of time to get that good at the game. I've played with him a few times. Every time has been total joy. Every person that he's played with that I've, spoken to said he's, nothing but nice things about him. Really cool guy. Really good at the game, and he uploads pretty frequently. Now Zavvy is one of my boys that I've known since like I first started uploading ARC way back in the day. I think he was still playing like most of the time on PS4 with his friends, but occasionally he'd play PC servers. We met on Exodus PvP. Any of the real ones know Exodus? That was a really fun server. Bad staff though, but just recently Zavvy started to get really back into editing and uploading, and he's seen a pretty good amount of success with it. I think honestly I would probably a month or two ago I would put him in B, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and put him up in the A tier, just because he seems to be putting a lot of effort into his content. Some people might disagree with me on this one, but I think that, he definitely is kind of an underrated content creator. And I think here in the near future, if he keeps on the path that he's on, that he's going to be one of those people that he's one of the top 5 people that people mention. Now we're getting into the divisive picks, boys. So we've got Shane. Now, Honestly, you guys can hate on me all you want. I'm putting Shane in S tier. Dude's been around since fucking forever. He's been playing the game since it like basically came out. He's been a dude that's uploaded content like for 5+ years on the game. He might not be the craziest PvP guy, but every single server that I see him on when we're playing on small tribes or playing on an unofficial or something, he does pretty well for himself. Just like me though, he is somebody who does, upload his wins and his losses, and I think that does kind of change people's perspective on him. But realistically, Shane's a really good player. I think he gets a lot of flack from people because other content creators have rated him or PvP'd him and stuff. But you got to remember, not everybody's going to be a demon at PvP. This dude is on 24/7. When we were on Fjord or Small Tribes, I was in a Discord that his tribe was in, and I saw how active he was. Super active guy, knows a lot about the game, been playing forever. Obviously, we got Blur, another easy S rank, boys. These ranks, by the way, I'm not going to go ahead and say who's above who in each rank because I feel like it's a little too hard to judge that. But Blur, again, same story. If you guys remember, Blur was uploading daily for I think better part of a year at one point, a little bit after I started making content, and he's clearly one of the most well-known people in the PvP community. He's not the most well-known, obviously we all know who that is, but he is, a really, really well-known name in the community. He has kind of slowed down with his uploads lately, just like a lot of people. The game's kind of getting a little bit stale, but still, at the end of the day, if you mention, oh, do you watch Arc YouTube to somebody, that's, one of the people they're going to mention. So easy S tier. Now, Vitality's a bit of a new one. I'm not super familiar with his content. I do know that he uploads pretty often, and I want to say he's probably pretty decent at PvP, but the reality is I haven't watched his content that much. For that reason alone, I'm going to go ahead and put him in B tier. Now, I might be wrong. I'll go and take a look at his content after this and see. But from what I remember seeing his stuff show up and what I've watched, most of his stuff is kind of, I'm surviving doing this thing as opposed to the actual gameplay being the primary focus. I know his first really big series was surviving on a Plessy, I believe. I just saw a video where he's surviving on a Mega Shalon. He's done the Quetzal base, he's done the Raft base, all that stuff. Definitely, knows how to make good content, knows how to edit really well, but I'm not entirely sure how his PvP skills are and how much game sense he has because I've never played with him. I don't know anybody who's played with him, and for that reason I can't really put him up there with Simplex, Zavi, and Sinza. Now with Finn, I don't even know if Finn has more than 30,000 subscribers, but I'm definitely putting him in here anyways, and he's definitely going in S tier. If you guys haven't seen Finn's videos before, he's an absolute demon at editing. He's probably the best editor in the entire scene, and while he doesn't upload a main video but once every 6 months to a year, every single one is an iconic Arc video that if you haven't seen, you need to go see. So go check out Finn. 100% easily deserved S tier. All right, next we're going to go ahead and do Kishko. Now, I said I wasn't going to do this, guys, but we are going to put him at the top of S tier because, let's face it, at the end of the day, Kishko is the face of Arc PvP. Man makes the best content. He's one of the better players, although I will say he's not as good as some of the people on this list, and he would be willing to tell you that himself. I really like that about him in the limited interactions that I've had with him. I remember talking to him back during the MTS All-Stars PvP practice events and stuff. He didn't think that he was going to win that. He did end up winning, but he thought that a couple of his friends were going to win because, in his opinion, they were better than him at foot PvP. He's a very self-aware player. He doesn't force it, and as you guys can see from his upload schedule, he only plays the game when he enjoys it, but when he does, he knows how to edit, he knows how to hook his audience and get everybody to watch the video all the way through to the end. You can see that by the millions and millions of views this guy has. I think it's somewhere in the 300 million views on his channel. It's something crazy like that. Without Kishko, the majority of the people on this list, myself included, probably wouldn't be doing YouTube full-time with PvP stuff, so 100% deserved. So now we've got next, we got GB7X. Again, I'm not super familiar with his content, but I don't really have to be, and I don't mean this in a bad way, GB. I know that you're very aware that your content's super similar every video from one video to the next, but the reality is this guy uploads solo videos or duo videos or whatever he's doing. He uploads like every single day. It's like very similar, like day one doing the same stuff over and over. So it's not my cup of tea. I'm gonna put him in B tier. It could be somebody's favorite, but for me personally, not my cup of tea. He definitely seems to know what he's doing though, so obviously I'm not going to put him in C tier. He's not bad at the game or anything like that, but it does get a little repetitive for me, and it's just kind of like once you see one, you've kind of seen it all kind of thing. Vindactor is a player that I'm not super familiar with as far as like his playstyle and stuff, because he mostly does solo stuff. However, I'm hesitant. I kind of almost want to put him in S tier. The only reason I'm hesitant is I have heard some weird things about him from people that he used to play with, but to be honest, like if I'm rating these people, a lot of this, I got to take other people's, views into consideration, and a lot of people really do like Vin. He's been around forever, so I'm gonna put him in S tier, but it's a very like, I'm gonna put him at the end because I'm not sure whether I should put him in A or S tier. But the reality is Vindactor is one of those like people that everybody knows who he is. Clement, easy S tier. It's like not even remotely close. In my personal opinion, Clement is probably the person who puts the most effort into his content. And I know some people might disagree because, people like Goofy make those long-ass videos, and those do take a lot of time and effort and stuff like that. And then also on the PvE side of things, there's really long-form content that takes a lot of effort. But as far as PvP goes, I don't think there's anybody doing it as, consistent and as frequent as he is with the level of quality that he does. He showed me some of the cinematics that he's like built bases for from the ground up, and he'll just build as he progresses in an MTS series on single player, the base and all this stuff, so you can get these really detailed cinematics. And I think, between that, the sound design, the music he uses, his mic quality, all that stuff, I think Clement's an easy S tier. And if you guys don't agree with me, you can fight me in the comments. Now, on the other hand, we've got Exfibo. Now, this is probably going to be a little bit of a spicy pick, but I think I'm going to put him in A tier. I think that he puts a lot of effort into his content and everything, but I think he's a little too selective for my tastes. I think that, at the end of the day, he kind of strives for perfection, and in doing so, he uploads a little bit less frequently than what I would like to see. He does have really good thumbnails, really good editing and all that, but at the end of the day, I think that, he could be uploading more, and he needs to kind of relinquish the control of trying to get like the perfect story where, he gets some sort of revenge plot on somebody, or he has something that he feels is really interesting. Because the thing is, once you get into making content for this game, everything becomes less interesting to you, so you have to keep a little self-aware with that. I do think that he's, one of the better people in this cluster of people, so again, this isn't exact or anything, but I'm not going to put him down at the bottom or anything like that, but I don't think that he's quite at the level of some of these people up here. Now with Goofy Hero, I do personally like his content quite a lot. And I know a lot of people do kind of meme on him and his tribe on MTS and say they're not like the most PvP inclined tribe. But I think that, his content is really enjoyable. I think that it takes a lot of effort to make these long form videos where he takes like weeks of content and edits it down to one video. And I know how hard that is. So I think he's an easy A. If he was a little bit more, into PvP and would like W key more fights and stuff, I feel like he would be an easy S tier inclusion. Obviously, I don't think, me myself is any better at foot PvP than he is, but I know what people look for in PvP, and that's the primary like chief thing that when I talk to people like other content creators, or especially like members of the community about content, they say Goofy Hero's videos are good, they just wish that he PvP'd a little bit more. Shockist, I don't even know where to put him, to be honest. And the same thing goes with Curtis and Rhoda. Now, this might come as like a little bit biased or something, but I don't know where to put these official guys at. The reality is you can't play official or small tribes the way these guys do at the level that they do without at least associating with somebody who's cheating in some form. I do know that Shockist tries his best to avoid that stuff, and I know he constantly comes under fire for it in his streams and stuff. But the reality is, man, I mean, even on, he plays primarily small tribes, you kind of have to have alliances just to exist, and that in and of itself just kind of ruins it for me. I think, though, with Shockist, because he is the biggest streamer, I think I'm going to put him in A tier. But, and this might get me some flack, I'm going to put Curtis in the C tier. And I'm going to also... No. We'll stay with Curtis for a minute, because I think I'm going to put Rhoda a little bit higher. But a lot of people might not understand why I'm putting Curtis there. And the reality is, the man doesn't do thumbnails for his videos. He doesn't edit a lot. And I've spoken to him about this before, and he's spoken to other content creators. He doesn't care about editing and stuff like that. He is very good at the game, and he does upload very frequently, but his content's not exactly high effort. And the reality is, he plays with Sentinels. Sentinels, I've seen numerous clips where he was there, where he wasn't, where people are aimbotting, speed hacking, all sorts of stuff, and that just takes it right out for me. Like, I can't. His small tribe stuff I do enjoy a little bit more, because it seems like it's more relaxed and laid back, so maybe he should lead more into that. But he is still, you know, a very good player. I just wish that he wasn't associating with those kinds of people. Hod, obviously easy S tier. I mean, the dude literally goes to bat for us all the time with the community. He's gotten banned off Arc before for showing people how to mesh to try and force wildcard into fixing it. Anybody who plays the game on PvP knows who Hod is. Easy S tier. Now, Rhoda, I think I'll put him in B, because it kind of falls under the same kind of category with Curtis, where he plays with people that might not necessarily do the, you know, the best things, but he does put a little bit more effort into his content. I don't think that there's any, like, you know, confusion about that. That's who I'm forgetting. Now that I look at it and I think about it, I always mix up Rhoda and Guts. I should have put Guts on here. If I did, he would be in the B tier as well, because again, it's official content. You kind of have to play with people that are cheating or that associate with cheaters or something, which kind of takes it away. But they both put a lot of effort into their content, especially Rhoda. Rhoda puts a crap load of effort into his content. He's also went and done solo things, like going and playing on the Asia servers and stuff like that, where he doesn't have to associate with people that might not be playing the most legit. And with Rhoda, he does put a lot more effort into his videos, so easy B tier for him. And then obviously we got Bam up here. Like, this is just, in my opinion, this is, you know, the people who will introduce you to Arc PvP throughout the entire life cycle of the game, including some of the people down here in honorable mentions. But, you know, you got the biggest names right now. It's Blur, Bam, Kishko, still to this day, even though he hasn't uploaded in a year, easily one of the biggest people. Bam is just growing every single day. Man is, like, actually insane at PvP, a lot better than people give him credit for. He aims heads in arena and still beats people like Simplex and Exfibo from time to time. I don't know the exact, like, you know, record that they have going, but he's pretty good. And you guys just don't see that, because he just prefers to make his, you know, content a little more comedic. He has been looking into getting into some other games, though, and he's been playing a lot of Rust lately, so if he doesn't, you know, change that, I might have to put him, you know, down here in C tier or something. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of the ranks. Obviously, like I said, I only kept people that were above 30,000 subscribers in this, so if there's somebody that's missing that's over 30,000, let me know down in the comments. Maybe I can make another one of these in the future. Like I said, I personally already know I forgot Guts, but he would be right here. Just imagine that he's right there, guys. And if there's anybody that I missed, let me know down in the comments, and let me know where you guys think that I would end up on here. Personally, if you guys are curious about where I would put myself, I'd put myself like high B, low A, to be honest, because lately I haven't really been able to upload as much and put as much time into my content. I'm trying to work on that right now. And obviously I have, you know, pretty good game sense, and I don't get rated very often. And I'm able to, you know, get to like tech tier and like get a big base and get lines and everything every server that I play on. But obviously, you know, it's not a fucking secret that I'm not a PvP god or anything like that. I'm good enough at Dino PvP to say that I'm above average, and I'm, you know, average to maybe a little below average for PvP. That's why I use, you know, flamethrowers and net rifle and stuff like that when I need to. But let me know what you guys think. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.